It's the Cable MTG Show.
Oh, I'm certainly not going to say no to an Archon of Cruelty. One Archon. One Reanimate. Yeah, Voidwalker is good, but it's not Reanimate good, huh? Vamp Tutor is interesting. Collective Brutality is a discard outlet. I just want that consistency, huh? I want that consistency here. Did I have fun at the SEG? I did, yeah. I had kind of a miserable time on Saturday, and then I had kind of an excellent time on Sunday. So, the two probably balanced each other out there. How'd the RC go? I scrubbed the RC. I started 4-0, and then I hit a huge wall. I was just, like, exhausted and mulled to oblivion a bunch, and fucking... Yeah, I had a real rough time, actually. There were, like, lines to get a shitty pizza that lasted, like, 15 minutes. Every round went, like, half an hour overtime. And I was just, like, really drained. I hadn't slept well the night previous. Yeah. Anyway, those are all my excuses, but I'd really had a rough time. Ooh, Animate Dead. Such that I almost didn't even play in the Sunday limited qualifier, which was my backup if I didn't day 2. Was to play in the limited qualifier for their, like, crazy limited pro tour that they're doing. But I was like, well, I booked the Airbnb. I'm here. I know if I just go home, because I was, like, really missing my, my wife and dog and stuff. If I just go home, then I'm gonna, like, regret it, you know? Like, I'll regret not jamming this thing. I'm already here, already signed up. And I was really glad I did. Not just because I top-8'd, but, like, everything that went wrong on Saturday did not go wrong on Sunday. I ate a lot healthier. I found time to chat with old friends, people I hadn't seen in, like, a decade, you know? It was a real pleasant tournament. Also, the difference between 7 rounds and 9 rounds, and the difference between, like, a 400-person tournament versus a 1,000-person tournament is huge. Those are huge differences in terms of, like, being pleasant to play in. Hey, Walking Eye, thanks for the 14 months there. The result of Sunday, I did lose in the top 32. I lost to a viewer, actually, a fan, who had thanked me earlier in the weekend. We met when I was birding pre-modern. And he was like, yo, Caleb, just wanted you to say thanks for what you do. And so then naturally we meet in this thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm definitely drawing dead. And he had a very good deck, and my deck was not good. It was like blue-red elementals with no rares in it. Like, I just didn't really think I had much of a chance after the draft portion. And then he ended up winning our pod. But Sam Black was the other person from, a Shieldred. Madison, who managed to top 32, and he won his pod. It's kind of cool. Sam was on kind of a tear over the weekend. It did not give me an invite to the next limited tour qualification. You have to then win your pod after top 32ing. You get split into 4 pods. It's kind of like there's like 4 tournaments smashed together. And then instead of cutting to top 8, they cut to top 32, but then the top 32 breaks up into 4 different pods, and people all draft for a single invite. But yeah, my draft went poopy. Poops. I opened up the, that green enchantment, that elf enchantment that just, like, makes 2/2s. And I was thinking, like, if I just force elves with this, like, even if their elves aren't that open in pack 1, I'll see, like, some gas in pack 2, and I'll have a solid deck. That was going through my brain, and I picked, like, 4 elves in a row, and then I saw a, whatever the new Smoke Braider is, the 2-mana 2/2, like, 5th pick, and I was like, this is kind of a signal. Maybe I should be, like, hedging here. And then I grabbed it, and elementals did feel more open than elves, and I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll get some rares. And then in pack 2, all these nuts elves, because pack 1 had been cut so well, came from that direction, and I ended up passing the flip elf, the bug elf, the fucking Voidwalker wield. I saw the nice brutalities here. Iron Sheet Elf is also a discard outlet, but brutality also duresses the opponent to like actually force your reanimation effect through, so it's a little better here. We might be mono black, huh? Look at this. How'd the RC go? Poorly. What did I win in prizes? They gave me like a giant stack of prize tickets, and they were like, you should go spend these now because the prize booth is closing because it's Sunday night. And we went over there, and I was like, what boxes of Magic do you have? And they're like, we got Spider-Man because it's the end of the fucking weekend. So I left with this giant stack of sorcery shit. I was like, this has to be more fun than Spider-Man. Whatever this sorcery game is, it has to be a better product. Anyway, so I have a bunch of sealed stuff of that, and I'm not sure if I should be like selling it on eBay or cracking it and learning a new game, but whatever. Haste up Untouched Marlin. Did I play in the Once Upon a Galaxy tournament? I streamed the Once Upon a Galaxy tournament. Yeah, Currency Converter is also very good in these. But I'm gonna grab this Entomb. I think I'm gonna grab Liliana over Damnation. Necromancy. Oh, no, we can't take Necromancy over Atraxa. Nice. Now we got 2 premium reanimation targets between the Atraxa and the Archon. That's pretty pleasant. All 20 minutes of day 2. I think my day 2 Once Upon a Galaxy tournament was actually less time than 20 minutes. It was it was as fast as you could scrub out of that tournament. Oh, maybe I should have grabbed the black-white Surveil Land, because that one can actually tap for Atraxa. I could see playing a few off-color duels to fit that Atraxa in. Okay, play a bat. A little bat action. Yeah, I know Bard Sword. I know that much about it. And the game seems like Magic, but with a grid, right? Yeah, the art's the attractive part. The lack of opponents is the unattractive part. So, I'm still hemming and hawing. Oh, the Converter came back. God, Troll of Khazad-dm is so good in Reanimator, though. And you can just, when we have Life, Death, and Animate Dead and stuff. Yeah, maybe it's better to just grab Troll here. Just always have something to reanimate. It's so hard for me to pass a fucking Currency Converter. How many viewers and streamers did I meet there? I probably had like 5 or 6 people come up and say, hey, appreciate your content. One of them was just YouTube based. He was like, I'm too old for Twitch. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Apparently he started watching me after he ran out of LSV videos. I was like, oh, okay, sure, I can fill that niche. In terms of other content creators, I chatted with Jarvis Yu a bit, and Brian Koval was there. We chatted a little. He ended up going deep in the RC and getting back on the Pro Tour. Oh, what's up, Jarvis? Hey, Abby. You're sleepy AF? I believe it. I'm gonna grab Strip Mine, even though it's not amazing in my deck. Ooh. So Reanimator doesn't use a Mox as well as a lot of decks do. I think I still want it over Griselbrand. We already have Archon and Atraxa. Griselbrand is the hotness with Shieldred. I'll say that. I want some fast man in here, though, I think. Doesn't really interact with these. Obviously, Mox Jet, it wouldn't be close. But we do have some more expensive stuff. Yeah, okay. Really not my pack, What Mastodon album is this? I think this is their more proggy one. Oh, no, this is Hushed and Grim. Fable's a good reanimation card, but I think I'm going to grab that Emrakul. Now, this is a Bob deck, I tell you what. Duress is nice. Hey, Supply Troll, you as well. And Thoughtseize. I think we can stay mono black. Hey, 'tis but a scratch. 6 to 5 months there. I mean, we do have a Raucous Theater. How are we doing on removal? We got the Damnation, the Liliana there. Bone Shards. I'm gonna grab the Night's Whisper. Yeah, the Sunday limited qualifier. Hey, Griselbrand came back. Was a lot of fun. My pool was solid. I did an alternate sideboard plan for like if I really needed a bunch of hard removal, because I could have boarded it into like a solid looking Merfolk deck with a bunch of Blossom Binds. But the main deck was a green-black elf deck with the I had the champion in there. The champion that draws a bunch of cards. And then I had 2 of the 4-mana uncommon that's power toughness is equal to your creatures in play and in the graveyard. And the round that I lost, I played that card 4 times. Because again, I had 2 copies of my deck, right? In game 1, I kept a hand that was 2 copies of it and a removal spell. And I was like, well, I can't send this back. You know, good man and everything. And sure enough, my first add to the board is a 4-mana 1/1. And then a 4-mana 2/2. I just, like, literally flooded out and did nothing. It was the worst I've ever seen that card. Never seen it be a 4-mana 1/1 before. That was my overlay, right? Let me fix that. What extension? Yeah, wrong extension. Should be good now. Hey, Sup, Sir Toggle. Oh, nice. 69 months. Hell yeah. You have a hard time cutting Sneak? Oh, yeah. I don't blame you. I mean, you could play the Talisman to ramp into it, put the Raucous Theater. It makes sense. Wouldn't be the worst. The Mox Ruby here would be on color. Can I scream? I remember that Arena is always going to treat your Mox in like their spells for some reason. And Trolls, I guess. Yeah, but in this shell, you could play it with like 5 Mountains, Armlix. That's still plenty of swamps. I mean, I'm preferring the mono black mana base. Like, if I'm playing Sneak, I'm probably cutting the Strip Mine. You know, there's other costs there. But it could work. Felt like a huge dumbass. I was worried that they were going to charge me out the ass. But they were just like, yeah, no problem. Leave us 5 stars, please. I was like, you can have 5 stars? That's fine. That's fair. That's fair. I checked out 5 hours late. It was not a smart thought, man. What does that matter, Mehicular? Whether we want to promise end or not? What would you play over it? You like Bone Shards? Yeah, Bone Shards would have been good there. Leave them with nothing in play. I obviously didn't think of it. Would have left me... Yeah, would have left them with no creatures and me with 2 more life, so... I'm actually going to keep this hand. Mostly because we have a shitload of reanimation effects in the stack. So I think we can get away with this. Yeah, there's one already. The reanimation effect that I have is Life Death, which has me leaning towards... Ooh. Let's play this for now. Oh, interesting. Drew cards, huh? Yeah, opponent's got a terrifying board over there. Got real scary real fast. I'm going to do Griselbrand, actually. Just let it die, huh? And didn't find any discard. Not that I had the mana to play any anyway. But I'm going to pull off a Fire Blast. I mean, something they could do is, like, play a critter and give it a haste, like a turtle or something. It's probably the scariest part about going down to 4. There's benefits, though, right? Like, we had to dump a bunch of garbage. Yeah. What do I think? I scoop into that? I might just scoop to that. That's good enough. Oh yeah, definitely good enough. Ace up, JC. It's getting up there. That's pretty up there, yeah. 95 consecutive streams. Oh, hell of a watch streak. So last week, I was like craving a steak. And so I went to the grocery store and bought one, you know, as you do. Had some other stuff to buy, regular, like, you know, coffee filters. Boring shit. And then I got to the meat section and the price for £1.50 of decent looking steak was like $40, and I was like, it was like 2 steaks, right? And like not especially large ones. Just 2 little. Like, man, this is like restaurant prices. Just buying the meat. Time to eat beans, yeah. Shape the beans into like steak form. Anyway, so the long and short of the story is I did buy a quarter of a cow. I think it'll be enough meat to last us a year. I win. I don't know what size the roasts are going to be, but I'm like pretty flexible when I'm cooking a roast or some crock pot meal. I didn't think about this opener very much. Oh, I followed up to that Blue Sky post. I scrubbed in the top 32 XM. The person who beat me did win our pod, though, for the nothing that is worth. I need a Bone Shards here. If I Voidwalker here, it's just going to get Lightning Healing anyway. I need a Bone Shards here before they Spellbind me. So I'm going to get this Giver off the board and bin Archon. And then I assume the Spellbinder is going to make Damnation cost 2 extra. And then it's a race to draw a reanimation effect. Yeah, my draft went very poorly. I don't know. That's like 3 top 8 drafts that I've scrubbed out of in a row. Which kind of has me thinking that I need to like get a group together and focus on that. Focus on testing that specifically. Because I'm getting to the top 8 draft extremely consistently. I just need to do the other part. Close. Yes, real Dr. Drew. Price-wise, it's a lot better. Like, the price for, like, nice grass-fed ground beef can be that. Like, $8 to $10 a pound. And you're getting a whole quarter of the cow, right? You're getting, like, all of the good parts in there, too, at that same price. So it seems like it's going to be like 30% cheaper or something. I wonder if the opponent's holding on to a creature because they're worried about me hitting the land for Damnation there. What we really want... Oh, we get to gain some life at least. What we really want is Animate Dead or Necromancy because those don't cost life, so we could actually use them to rebuy the Archon and stabilize. Oh, thanks, Ride or Die. Yeah, one of my feature matches went well. The other one went pretty poorly. Yeah, I wonder if their whole hand is just spot removal, or maybe they're just flooded to bejeebus. I mean, we both have 6 lands here, I guess. But if they have more lands in hand, that's pretty flooded for Boros aggro. I wouldn't be surprised if they had another removal or 2. Down to 5 here. Well, they're definitely going to be repping lethal next turn. Yeah. Alright, deck. Now's a real good time for an Animate Dead. Huh. Yeah, I'll cast this. Casting runs into the white remand, but it's so much better if they don't have a white remand. Getting to answer both 1/1s and have the 5/4 left over. Feels good to be home with my regular stream setup. It was extremely good to sleep in my own bed last night, of course. If I was them, I would have sacked that Ranger on my upkeep. Not that it matters here. Dang. Oh yeah, Cardi. Cravian has defeated the ads. Well defeated. Thanks for that sub, Cravian. You hope you didn't miss the hottest part of the cube. You certainly did not. Discarding your hand size? Nah. Not when you've got a turn 1 Overlord there. Interesting. Brain Freeze. No red in the mana base. What would you vamp for here? Some draw spell. The decision there as to whether to take him off of black mana or blue mana. Or, I'm sorry, black mana or white mana, because we knew they had islands in hand. Yeah, maybe the black-red Surveil Land should be in here. Give this troll a little something to grab, That makes sense. A little surprised they're not metamorphing my troll. This Emrakul fucking loves being in my hand. Hey, Shadow Pigeon, thanks for the sob. Thanks 83 months there. Not that attacking with the Overlord does make it easier for them to brain freeze me. If that's a consideration. I don't know if it is. Hell yeah, Larry. How many cards is it mill? 4? Could find a bat or something, though. Oh, they're bouncing both. Yeah, I top 32'd the sealed event. But then I lost to my my draft after that, Gimpy MN. Kind of makes me want to track down the next SCG con. Hey, well, Watch Streaked Paladin. Still a pretty good day? A pretty good day, yeah. I could Night's Whisper and try and find a removal spell. There's not that many in the deck, however. But that a removal spell would just win on the spot, right? Kill their Overlord, attack, kill them. The other line is to Shieldred. And maybe even not attack. And hope that they have to draw another card at some point. Yogg's Will looks like it has plenty of Storm to kill me already. I'm gonna Night's Whisper him. I'll just submit them one at a time. I probably was supposed to grab the Brain Freeze there. I'm so close to getting decked here. Worried about like a cantrip here or something. And like hitting them down to 2. Yeah, maybe the Overlords is not supposed to serve. Just hit them down to 2 and fucking play the Shieldred out next turn. Yeah, I've literally just given them a win. God damn it, hum. Yeah, why did I care about the removal spell, hum? Hey, McMouch, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 38 months. What's the reason for Arena instead of Moto today? I fired up Moto, and it was taking me too long to find a draft. So then I switched over to Arena. Almost impossible for them to not have a win at this point. They didn't daze the consult. If you daze the consult, you just like already have the win. Face up here. I think the consult needs to find something free. Because the Brain Freeze plus these 2 other cards is 9 cards, right? I've got 10 cards in my library. If they daze the console, then they get to Brain Freeze me for 12. Well, the console could still hit a little some. I did have fun at the side events, Whiskey Weasel, yeah. I would say that I had negative fun at the RC. But I mostly was just exhausted. How much storm do they need? 1 more. Oh, cool. Well, I played terribly and was not punished. So that's good. This hand might be dog shit. I'm curious to see if my sealed elo goes up. It should after a 5-1-1. Couple of strong players in there too, but also a few people with playing their new, like their first tournaments. I did draw into the top 8 of that tournament. Well, it was the top 32, and then it splits into 4 top 8s. But yeah, I drew in, and then lost the quarters. I think Fable is likely better than... Yeah, the way it works is it cuts the top 32 and then it splits into 4 pods. And then those pods draft, and the winners of those pods get invited to the fancy limited Pro Tour. Hope I don't regret bidding that. Yeah, I'm already regret. I almost didn't bin the Carnage Interpreter just because it's repping a ton of cards, but it's like if that card, if you just find the reanimation effect turn sooner, you're gonna feel so good. Got me. Now this seems like a hard one to lose. He said self-jinxingly. You just would have copied Archon? Yeah, that's probably better. I was thinking for a long time about this hand, right? Because we don't really have much in the way of combo and stuff. Eventually I decided I liked it for this reason. Hope they aren't reanimating. That'd be embarrassing. I guess I bat here. Very tempting to just Carnage Interpreter. I'm gonna grab the Cub and then Edict them. And then they have that awkward decision of whether to play out a blank Tireless Tracker or not. We might as well serve, because they're going to have 4-4 to attack the Liliana and clear it. And jumping doesn't save it. Possible I was just supposed to let them have the Tireless Tracker for a turn. I don't think so, though. What if they just decide to draw cards with Tracker instead of auditing? I'll just hit him in the air, I guess. And we want to chill on this other Clue Crack until their end of turn so that the Interpreter stays a 5-5 here. I wonder if somebody's ever recalled their opponent to shrink the Carnage Interpreter. Formidable speaker. I'll be the judge of how formidable you are. Binning Malevolent Rumble. That'd be hard for me to do, but they could just cast a 6-drop here. So it's probably great. Oh yeah, they could have also flipped Oddity this turn, Just grabbing a questing beast, sure. We'll happily make that trade. Shieldred. Not too shabby. Let's get the Shieldred down first. And then crack more clues, huh? Gain a little bit of life here, why not? And then, yeah, back gets in. Pass the turn. Opponent's hellbent. Be very surprised if we don't see an oddity flip here. Taking 13 feels like a lot. We would gain 4 on our turn, and then attack them for 5, down to 9. They take 2, go to 7. Yeah, I guess it's a matter of if they draw a creature off the top, right, and then give that haste. I'll just trade with my Death Toucher. Feels a lot safer, doesn't it? I have also done that, Real Dr. Drew. Especially useful if you're going to play like a draw 7 anyway. So if you recalled yourself, you wouldn't like even use those cards. Note that the Strip Mine did not slow me down in terms of this Emrakul. Because it put a land in my graveyard. Seems unlikely that we'll get there, though. Well, maybe. We're 2 lane drops away. We have 2 lands in hand. I'll do this first. Too bad they didn't have another card to pitch cast the Endurance, I mean, I'm not, like, out of it, I'm taking 2 to this attack. They've got a flash-in thing. They have other haste creatures in their deck. It'd be embarrassing if I, like, straight up couldn't attack with this Emrakul. Alright, I'm attacking with the Emrakul. I've decided. Okay, take 9. Yay. I don't know if I played that game well or not, but my record sure is nice, How'd the sealed end up going? I drew into top 32, and then fumbled my draft real bad. Double Ashling's command into Tristan's command? That's fucked up. Hey, Bam, thanks to the sub. Fuck ice. Oh, man. Haste is cheating. Wait, the Nemesis didn't save. Okay. Is that a misclick, do you think? Or do they want me to uptick for some reason? Nope, they've been to Fatal Push. That was definitely a misclick. The opponent agreed that haste was cheating. We'll play this one fair. Oh yeah, I meant to add that Surveil land to the deck and straight up forgot. For sure, Aaron. Welcome home. Great to be home. Phenomenal to be home. You think having a 365 challenge is similar to owning a cat? Oh, yeah? I guess I crack another clue here. Can't go too far from home without extra planning. Yeah. Today I actually went to the, oh wow, we just strip mined them and then they ripped a fucking Solitude that they would have been able to hardcast. Jeez. This Overlord looks like a real big concern, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I went to the PetSmart today. My dog has not been to a groomer before, and I just wanted him to, like, get a sense of the store and stuff, so it wouldn't be, like, strange and alien when he shows up for a trim in a few days. He had a pretty good time. I was smelling like every inch of everything. Yeah, exactly, Batman. Kind of fucking dead, huh? I think they just win here. I don't think there's a way to fuck it up. Overlord can kill the Deep-Cavern Bat. They're fetching to get the lane number 5 so they can play the Solitude pre-blocks. Looks good to me. Yeah, we had quite a few turns there to draw a reanimation effect, but there's only like 6 of those in here, so it makes sense, I guess. And the Vamp Tutor and everything. I drew a lot of cards, too. That Carnage Interpreter got me an extra 4. Oh, well. We kind of skated by on a few rounds earlier. Can't complain too much.